So today we're going to talk about graphing rational functions again, but this time we're going to use Desmos. So that's going to be our essential question or goal here is I can use Desmos. Oops, my pen's not working. Desmos to graph. So here we have identify the x-intercepts and asymptotes of the graph. So we're going to put this in our Desmos. Okay, so that's what we're going to go do. So we got to jump over here, Desmos graphing calculator, and then we're going to type this in. So we have a y equals, and then it said negative. Then there was a fraction here. So I'm going to put a parenthesis and that will be the numerator. I put parentheses around the numerator. Then I hit divide, so it gives me the fraction there. And then I could put parentheses around the denominator, but the computer already knows it, so I don't really need to. So it'll be x squared. I think it was minus 5, so I'm going to double check that. So let's double check this right here. Kind of a weird graph, right? We'll take a look at it here in a sec. Yeah, so 4x squared minus 5 with a negative in front. Fantastic, there it is. So there is our graph, okay? And then our instructions state identify the x-intercepts and asymptotes of the graph. So we don't actually have to draw this one, we just need to identify the x-intercepts. So let's look at this. Let's see, is there any x-intercepts? Do you know this is an asymptote? I don't think it's ever going to hit. Let's look at the other side. It's not going to hit either. It doesn't hit the x-axis anywhere. So there's no x-intercepts. So now we've got to find the asymptotes. Okay, so it looks like there's an asymptote somewhere around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in x equals, and I'm going to guess this asymptote, and I think it's like 2.2. Okay. Now that's not perfect, but that's really good, isn't it? It's like the asymptotes right there. And it turns out there's a second one right here, and I bet you it's at the same number. And I'm going to guess here, so you can guess the best to your ability on your assignment here. So it'll be negative, let me find the negative, 2.2. And look, the same thing happens there. So this has two vertical asymptotes, both at negative 2 and positive 2.2. And I found that kind of just by guess and checking. And then this, we want to find the horizontal asymptote, so that's the y equals. And I think it's 0, so I'm going to type in y equals 0. And let's change this color so we can see it. How do we change the color? Let's do a new one. I don't know how to change the color. There, we got red now. So y equals 0, there's an asymptote. So this one has 3 asymptotes. So then on your assignment, you're going to go back and you're going to say no x-intercepts, and then you're going to have asymptotes. So you're going to have asymptotes. We had 3 of them. So we had x equals 2.2 was 1, and my pen's having some hard times here. X equals negative 2.2, and y equals 0. And if you would like to show that and sketch this graph out here, that's fine, but it doesn't ask actually to graph. Example 2 asks us to graph, and then we're going to label these. So we're actually going to go through it. So the first part, you just write about it. The second part, you're going to do. So now we need to put this in here. So that's x squared minus 7x minus 8. So let's go back. So let's go ahead and delete these. Delete, delete. And then let's go ahead and change this numerator here. So this is going to be an x squared minus, it's kind of funny how the graph all changes everywhere, right? Minus 7x minus 8. So minus 7x minus 8. Kind of funny, huh? Looking at the graph change when I click things. This negative is no longer there. And then this is going to be an x cubed minus 1. There we go. There it is. So we're going to draw this graph right here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Notice we have an x-intercept right here at negative 1. And then we have an x-intercept right here at 8. And then here we have an asymptote. If I don't know what it is, I'm going to guess. So let's guess y equals 3. No, that was wrong. One left and right, I don't need that. So let's try again. Let's try an x one this time. Okay, there we go. So that's wrong, right? Because it needs to go, so if I zoom out a little bit, it needs to go right here. So let's delete the 3. Let's go back and let's delete it out and try 2. No, that didn't work. So let's try again. Let's find the other, try 1. Oh, there it is. So we have an x equals 1 asymptote, and we have 2 y-intercepts that we found. So let's go back to these. I want to put that dot back. I want to put this dot back. So then I'm going to draw this graph. Oh, and we have a y-intercept here too. That'll help us. So I'm going to do that. So let's go back to here. Let's draw this graph. Okay. So we have it at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was a dot on the y-intercept. I don't remember the rest. -1 and +8. So -1 was right here. Then +8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is right there. Then we have an asymptote right here that we found. And then this graph, so let's look at it here, is just going to it's going to come up. Oh, I don't know why I did that little hiccup here. And go like that. Not the best here, so let's try that again. Like that. And then this one here on the other side, it's going to kind of loop down and hit this spot right here. So it's like -1, 7, and -1. So it's going to come in here and then loop up. And we're just kind of estimating here, and then it's going to go back up, but it's not going to pass again, so it's going to go like this. Like that. Kind of a neat little graph, isn't it? Isn't it? Because it's going to continue up. Something like that. Okay, so this asymptote. It's kind of a neat little graph right there. And that's all I kind of want you to do. You're going to learn to graph these by hand in the future in your math classes, but this, I think, is all we need to really understand about this graph. So we have the x-intercept there, we have an x-intercept right here, we have a y-intercept I included because y-intercepts help us draw the graph a little easier. We drew the asymptote. There is kind of an asymptote right here, but it does pass through it. So by definition, it is an asymptote, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. It can pass through it sometimes. There's ways to break rules, and there's a reason why that rule is broken, but I don't want to talk about that right now. So hopefully that's all we're looking for today, is just using Desmos to read these graphs. Okay, have a great day. See ya. Bye.